Hey, y'all. I thought I'd bring a little bit, just because I'm feeling better today, a little bit of my music to you. Uh, Something I've never done because I just can't play anymore. The fibromyalgia has really caused my hands and my shoulders to have too much pain for very much of that. And I'll probably even pay for, I've been playing for about half an hour now. And you can tell I haven't played for a while. But also, guitar isn't my instrument. Bass guitar is my instrument. So I just wanted to share that with y'all and give you a look at some of the. I don't have anything. So we'll just have a talk with you. That little piece of music was a little song that I wrote a long, long time ago. It had music. It had words to it at one time. I used to play it a lot for my girlfriend way back then. And to be honest, I don't remember most of the words. Cheers. Mostly with the six string, I just do chord kind of stuff. Can play a bit of Stairway to Heaven, a few things that most of us amateurs and beginners do. I understand the guitar really well. I mean, my background is music, but that much more than technology, but scales and everything like that. My real wish when I was in high school was to graduate high school and then move to Toronto and be a part of the Royal Conservatory of Music in Toronto and get my PhD in music, my doctorate in music and arts. I know there's a fair future if it was in music. I saw myself in the future of either playing for or being part of a really large orchestra. Um, I also play trumpet and tuba, uh, no percussion, and a little bit of woodwind. So that music career got really badly derailed by a bad teacher, by a bad principal. And why not? There, we just morphed into the story for the day. I just had a toke. Maybe I'll grab a little bit more flour with you guys. I think I have some close by. We'll go for a little more waffle. It's daytime. And I'll tell you about that. You see, in high school, it was grade 11 when I quit high school. I have a couple of degrees now. I mean, I fixed all this later in life. And I'm not condoning what I did, and I'm not saying it was bad. It's just what happened. Life is life. I don't look back with regrets because regrets mean you would change things. And if you change things, then where you are currently is not where you would be, if that makes sense. Time, space continuum. Anyways, so I had been I was probably 17, um, grade 11, maybe 16. Hard to say. I don't remember ages that well because I lived as an adult mostly since I was 14. At 16, I was living on my own. Then I moved back home for a little while, just out of expense, but always paid my way. Um, as soon as I quit school, my dad said, "Okay, job and money." So, but I was well groomed to understand that that was my position in life. Anyway, so back to the story. Um, I was always good in school. Always skipped a lot of school because I have this memorization ability. I'm really good at memorizing and understanding. So that's not bragging, that's just who I am. So I would often skip a lot of classes. And sometimes I had to have discussions with the teachers that, hey, it's no offense to you. I just have better things to do with my day than have you teach everybody else what I already learned by reading the book. You know, most would understand, some would not, and the ones that would not, I'd try to it out with them. Worst was my grade 11 music teacher. Up until grade 11, every music teacher I had was fantastic. Our grade 11 music teacher was a professor, last name Taves. And although very, very good, he was very, very strict. And I had always been treated specially by the music teachers because of my abilities to play quite a few instruments. I guess I kind of got used to that. But this guy said absolutely zero skipping. You skip my class, then you don't appreciate music. You will be removed from my class. Unlike any other class that you could maybe find another teacher that teaches music, you got one teacher. So I would never skip music. I loved music anyway. I so enjoyed playing my trumpet with him, and the tuba was mostly what I played in his band. And but I skipped two of the jazz ensemble ones, which were extracurricular noontime activities. And when I went in for my next band class, he said, "What are you doing here? Get out, go see the teacher, go see the principal, register for a new class. You're removed forever from music." Now, to get into the Royal Conservatory of Music, I needed really good marks, which I had no problem with, but I needed grade 11, 12, music and theory. Uh, I needed as many extracurriculars as well. And that would have removed me from two extracurricular courses and the band course and stopped my application to the Royal Conservatory of Music in Toronto. Long story. So I go to the principal because I asked the teacher, please, you can't kick me out. I'll never skip again. No, I'm not even talking to you. So I go down and I go to talk to the principal. The principal's not in, and the vice principal hates me. Always has. Always has. So he hated anybody with long hair. And there was a lot of that back then. That was the prejudice of the day. Um, as soon as I told him, he said, "So, what you gonna do?" And I said, "Well, I need you to help me get back into music because this is my career path and I need help on that." And he said, "It's too bad. Choose a new career path." And I said, "No, how can I get back into music?" And he said, "You can't." I said, "Well, then help me transfer to a new school where I can get a new teacher, because that's the most important part of my curriculum." And he says, "Oh, anywhere in this school board, you're not going to be allowed into music. So you might as well quit," was what he said. I quit that day because of his advice. I quit school that day. I phoned my dad. I told him. He argued with that guy, and then he said, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right, Gord." So I quit. I quit and I started working. Later in life, getting the rest, but never having gone forward in music. I used this ability, well, okay, I used the right brain instead of the left brain for my career. I did want the left brain for my career. I'm a very creative person, and a whole life of using right brain kind of took a lot of that creativity away, and I'm slowly trying to get it back by having my instruments around me. So there's a great story. I think it's a great story. It's what changed my life to becoming the family man I am now. It wasn't It was only 1 year after that our band broke up and I moved to Edmonton and started my family. So my rock band. So peace and cheers. I do expect, I'm still waiting. It's 2:15 and still waiting on the delivery, but it still shows out there. So there will be another video, I hope, today. Peace and cheers.